So what does it matter? If he's having children from his first wife, doesn't matter at all. His wife replied, 45 or 50, hardly. It is not great age for a man. He is not old for the wife thinking like he is 45 or 50. We are lucky that he is from another village and doesn't know about her pockmarks and her lack of sense. That's good. He doesn't know the reality about Holi, so he'll accept her without any doubt. If we don't accept this proposal, she may remain unmarried all her life. Yes, but I wonder what Holi will say. Father is still concerned about a little bit that when she will come to know that my father is accepting such a proposal for me, what she will think, that how is it possible I should get a man, marry a man who is of my father's age. Maybe you are right, muttered Ram. What will that witless one say? Witless is, who is known as foolish. What she will say? She is like a dumb cow. Dumb is not able to speak. Dumb cow. Maybe you are right, muttered Ramlal. In the other corner of the courtyard, Voli lay awake on her cot. She was lying awakening, listening to her parents' whispered conversations. She was listening to everything. Vishambarnath, this is the man to whom Voli is going to marry. Vishambarnath was a well-to-do grocer. He is a grocer having grocery shop. He came with a big party of friends and relations with him for the wedding. Now wedding was decided. It was the day of wedding. They have come here with Bharat, you can say. A brass band playing a popular tune from an Indian film headed the procession with the bridegroom riding a decorated horse. The horse was decorated. Ramlal was overjoyed to see such pomp and splendor, such pomp and show. It's a great splendor. It's a great processional, I think. Ramlal was very happy that he has got a son-in-law so rich. He had never dreamt that his fourth daughter. He never thought that Boli will be able to get such a grand reception or a grand relationship forever. On this occasion were envious of her heck. And luck and the other sisters were also jealous because she is going to get married to a very rich man. When the auspicious moment came, the priest said, "Bring the bride." Bholi, clad in red silken bridal dress, was led to the bride's place near the sacred fire. She was taken to the mandap, garland the bride. Varmala, one of his friends, prompted, encouraged Visambarnath, slipped back. The bridegroom lifted the garland of yellow marigold. Yellow flowers garland was there. A woman slipped back and the silken veil from the bride's face. Somebody just slipped back her veil. जो घूंघट था, Vishambar took a quick glance. The garland remained poised in his hand. He was in a pause condition. The bride slowly pulled down the veil over her face. Have you ever seen? Have you seen her? Said Vishambar to the friend next to him. She has pockmarks on her face. They didn't tell us. So what? You are not either young, maybe, but if I am to marry her, her father must give me 5,000 rupees. Now she has come to ask for the dowry, definitely. Ramlal went and placed his turban. Turban is the big cloth, pagri, his honor, sign of honor at Vishambar's feet. Don't humiliate, don't insult me so. Take 2,000 rupees. I can give 2,000 as dowry. No, he demanded only 5,000 or go back. Keep your daughter. Be a little considerate. Just think over it. Please, if you go back, I can never show my face in the village because it is considered if somebody's barat, other people go back leaving the bride back. It's very difficult for the parents to face the public or to find a match for the girl. Then out with 5,000, then bring 4,000 rupees. Tears streaming, tears were flowing down his face. Ramlal went in, opened the safe and counted out the notes. He placed the bundle at the bridegroom's feet because he was ready to give the dowry to get Bholi married to him. On Bishambar's greedy face appeared a triumphant smile, as if he has won. He has got the victory. He had gambled and won. He just tried and won. Give me the garland, he announced. Once again, the veil was slipped, but now again, the veil was slipped back from the bride's face. But this time, her eyes were not downcast. She was not looking downward. No, she was looking up, straight, looking straight at her prospective husband, the one who was about to be the husband, not yet her husband. And in her eyes there was neither anger nor hate, only cold contempt. She was not liking, she was hating the man. Bishamber raised the garland to place it round the bride's neck. He was about to place the garland, but before he could do so, Bholi's hand struck out like a streak of lightning with the force, and the garland was thrown into the fire. She got up and threw away the veil. Pitaji, said Bholi in a clear, loud voice. Everybody was dumbstruck, and her father, mother, sisters, brothers, relations, and neighbors were startled. They were all surprised to hear her speak without even the slightest tremor. How is that possible? She is speaking it out. Pitaji, take back your money. I am not going to marry this man. Everybody was shocked. What has happened? Ramlal was thunderstruck. He was stunned. The guests began to whisper. They were talking to themselves. So shameless, the girl, because it is not the fashion in the village that girls should speak like this. So ugly and so shameless. Bholi, are you crazy? Shouted Ramlal. You want to disgrace your family in front of all? In front of the villagers and everybody? Have some regard for our izzat. For the sake of your izzat, said Bholi, I am willing to marry this lamb who is not able to walk properly, old man, but I will not have such a mean, greedy, and contemptuous, hateful coward as my husband. I won't, I won't. But what a shameless girl. We all thought she was a harmless dumb cow. Bholi turned violently in anger on the old woman. Yes, auntie, you are right. You all thought that I was a dumb driven cow. As you say, I will follow like the cows. That's why you wanted me hand me over to this heartless creature. That's why you wanted me to get married to this man. But now the dumb cow, the stammering fool is speaking. Do you want to hear more? Vishambar Nath, the grocer, started to go back with the party. The confused bandman thought this was the end of the ceremony. The party is over and struck up the closing song. Ramlal stood rooted in the ground. Ramlal was not able to decide what to do. He was just a fixed one, his head bowed low with the weight of grief. He was sad and feeling ashamed. The flames of the sacred fire slowly died down. Everything was finished. Everyone was gone. Ramlal turned to Bholi and said, But what about you? No one will now marry you ever. What shall we do with you? And Sulekha said in a voice, This is a firm determination, the effect of the education that was calm and steady. Don't you worry, Pitaji. In your old age, I will serve you and mother. I will be with you forever, and I will teach in the same school where I learnt so much. Isn't that right, ma'am? The teacher who was present there, also listening and watching everything, the teacher had all along stood in a corner watching the drama. Yes, Bholi, of course, she replied, and on her smiling eyes was the light of the deep satisfaction that an artist feels when contemplating mm, when meditating the contemplation of our masterpiece, the satisfaction which we feel when we think that the masterpiece is ready, a special case is ready. The changing the personality of Bholi was definitely a masterpiece of the teacher. She was really very happy that I have changed this character, and she is no more a dumb cow now. She is no more going to accept the life as given to her. She is able to make her own life. That's all. So education, my dear students, is most important in life to get confidence, to face the public, and to get whatever you want from the life. That's all.